niggas be fans of me. When that all got real, you ran on me. 2 months ago, couldn't stand me. Now she wanna be a part of my fantasy.
Wait, 9 to 5 workers versus streamers debate. What's harder? Streamers harder than a 9 to 5.
How you gonna disrespect
J-O-B. Can't say that word.
your mom like that, dude?
Right now.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen, bet.
Your job is
chill.
You
would have to go to work.
and
Went to school and still.
and paid rent.
Yes, I still worked.
That's your choice. You're
high. You're hungover.
That's just like playing video games. I play video games on my spare
I
time.
don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
Yeah, 9 to 5 is harder.
What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
Okay. All right. So my argument here is that streaming and social media creation is harder than a 9 to 5.
Nah, it's not facts, bro.
Nah.
9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the thing is you're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have
But you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what you're
a
doing.
nice sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up, you go, you flip some patties,
Nah.
maybe you sign a few envelopes.
No.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah, I know what you're saying, but like when it comes to know what you're doing, I think it's easier than a 9 to 5 because you basically just set that one thing in it. You know what I'm saying?
Answer a few phone calls.
Nope.
With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch
No.
that never
When you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every
Mail
motherfucking
carrier.
day.
We
I'm
have to
still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought we
You guys
have.
got it made, man. I wish I had
We
it made
don't-
like y'all.
We don't have
I think it's just the money in streaming. You know what I'm saying? You get so much money. I know people must think like, nah, there's nothing hard about it because you make so much money. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather make a living of streaming than of getting a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a
few
GOB.
envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
POS.
We
You
have
got
to
it
be,
gravy, bro.
What's the next trend?
Because
What's the
the
next
shit I
idea?
go through every
Oh my
day,
God, I have
got
to stream
dogs,
today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have lunch
day.
breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7.
You got
high energy, 24/7.
I wish I could be at home like you and get back and get paid big money.
We're not even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because-
parties, doing all.
But I think it's harder to get a salary streaming than it is getting a salary in a 9 to 5. You can live off a 9 to 5. Yeah, you make your own, but it still comes from other people. You know what I'm saying? You're not set to make this amount. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to become a streamer. It's easier to get a job. You know what I'm saying?
all this stuff.
Yeah, it could take. I don't know.
Not even 100,000 a year. I gotta work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
There you go.
steady rate.
You're not guaranteed?
If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's simple as that.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed pay.
Guaranteed pay if you work.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they don't keep paying on the streamer side because you can stream for 7 hours and then not get paid anything. You could.
It's your decision if you don't want
I
to work.
gotta work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't
just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
We don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have people in the chat spamming L's. Oh, this is bullshit. We don't like that. You have to create content. Imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going?
Spamming
Guys,
L's?
like
Yeah,
this
nah,
stream.
That's me 24/7.
But that's a troll. He's rage baiting. That's obvious rage bait.
I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F this not a fine shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well,
whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm gonna
Stream
keep
your
it
9
fucking
to 5.
Yeah,
I think
and
people
you
do
right,
do that.
homeboy, you right. But check this out.
But
Nigga,
there's
I
only so
don't
much
give a
content
fuck.
you can get.
I'm gonna go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing a flag.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
So you raised your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day, too.
We deal with tens, thousands of children.
But I tell you what the difference is that most of the time in a 9 to 5, when you deal with bullshit, it's in person. Whereas when you're online, it's online. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
And adults.
The lacy thugs.
It's a goofy debate. Of course, 9 to 5 is harder than streaming. But it's just like,
Do you not know who the lacy thugs are?
I can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up asking for a picture. You know how hard that is in a life?
Isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever.
You think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that security that's gonna last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why
cook,
you gotta grind.
you have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would you
Job.
do? If you lost completely all your YouTubers, you had nothing, no one watched you anymore, I didn't even watch you anymore, what would you have to do? You would have to go to work. Oh my God, did I just cuss at you?
That's a slur. If I did,
yo, they're not serious at all. They're not serious at all. Not gonna lie, the streamers are geeked. I think they don't know how bad pay salaries. I think it depends on the job. It depends on the job, your salary, you know, and how much hours you put in. But, oh yeah. Now, but I think a lot of them do know
lose all
how
my
hard it is
followers,
to
I
work a
would
job.
probably buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the office.
And I would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to turn around.
Yeah, but you're proving my point.
You would have to
You're proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving my.
Here's my opinion. Here's my opinion. I think some jobs would be better than streaming. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, real estate agent. All you really do is, but you know what I'm saying, get a couple. But to get into that job is hard. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to get into the better jobs than it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
My point on why
That's what I'm saying. It's harder to get into the better jobs. It's hard to get into the bad jobs.
this is harder because I
But when you're in those bad jobs,
You could lose it tomorrow.
you
yeah, nah, you're
let's say
chilling. You're chilling.
right?
You're
Let's say you go
chilling.
fight.
You know what I'm saying?
Hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there.
But you know what I'm saying, Adrian? That's kind of
You
facts.
could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that
I
security.
was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
But you still cook.
You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a flag right here.
Flags. I see red flags.
I'm gonna have to back late.
How old am I? I'm 19. I'm 19.
Yo, Lacy, it's the truth.
Why, what's up?
I think something you guys aren't taking into account. Say we get a brand deal, I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 Loco cans. I gotta make sure I get the 4 Loco can. And
Not to mention,
You have to do work. That's the way it has to do work.
it ruins.
I got a girlfriend, bro. I got a girlfriend. But I appreciate that.
Our Twitter impressions too.
I gotta tag them.
No, but I appreciate that.
My name is Rhonda. I'm a registered nurse from the South.
Nice to meet you.
From
Rhonda.
35 years ago, I decided to go to nursing
Well, yo, Rory,
school
thank you, bro.
because I wanted to be a creative. I thought I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism.
Bad, appreciate you,
back
Raz.
in the
Appreciate you.
60s and
Raz?
the
No,
50s,
Rory. My bad.
People didn't give a rat's ass if you created something, and they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
You get spoiled.
Rhonda, can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done
You
it?
get spoiled.
Chill.
Rhonda, can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done
You
it?
get spoiled.
Oh my
You get
God.
spoiled, and your mama and daddy keep giving it to you.
Bro, how they gonna debate if he can't?
I got a question for Rhonda. I got a question for Rhonda. Rhonda,
Yes.
have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
30
Dead ass.
days straight
24/7.
hours a day.
Day and night. No break.
We all streamed for
That ain't even healthy.
You're talking about working 7 to 3. You have 2 30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home afterwards, see your family, relax. We were on camera 30 days straight, no personal.
What
You know how
day
hard
were
it is
you a registered
to
nurse?
have.
When did you get a break? You clean boo-boo?
When have you ran a 3-minute ad?
You
When have you
clean
ever
up
ran? You
vomit,
never ran a 3-minute
You
ad.
pass trays. You're short-handed.
Talk about the fake relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now
It's fake
think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your
Parasocials.
relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out.
I think that would low key. Yeah, I think that would be probably some of the hardest things about being famous or getting famous or having like, not saying some motion. I think like getting noticed and not being able to do like normal things would be so hard because also like it kind of affects your family. You know what I'm saying? And like the people you're close to as well. I think that would. I think that's like so. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be pretty bad. Like that nigga Ronaldo can't go anywhere. That nigga Speak can't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say, AJ? Like, I think that's like...
I got caught with my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But mental health. When you stop caring about what people think and what they say about you, do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think. Social media, what they say about
Because
you.
that's our
job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or 24-hour stream?
24-hour open surgery.
Oh, brother.
Short-handed.
We're saving thousands, you're saving one.
I think they this streamer side have to be trolling. This streamer side have to be trolling. Nah, they have to be trolling.
All right, so you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yep.
My argument is that none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your
part of the
editors,
Faze team?
your producers. All these people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group
Yeah,
project.
dude in the back looked like he got the fake glasses and mustache on.
No, because here's the thing.
Well, that's bad takes.
That's bad takes. That's bad takes. That's bad takes.
They wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9-to-5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in business.
Have you ever worked a real job?
No.
So how would you
See,
know?
I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time for a
Why
year.
is she laughing? Bro, nah, she's making me mad. Why is she giggling? I actually feel like they're wrong.
Bro, cause that's the streamer side. That's the streamer side. No 7. That's the Faze boys.
Hi, I'm Chris.
All right, Chris.
Why do you think a 9-to-5 job is not harder than what you do?
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
Guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder?
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you
Makes
guys.
it easier because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You have
Makes
security.
it easier
Talk about
for
raises.
Makes it easier for 9-to-5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah, when you go to
guaranteed.
work every day, everyone's
So you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting paid regularly? Is that what you...
well, let's just say that comes to perspective. If you say someone who works food, if you someone who works a doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9-to-5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Well, it's because you're guaranteed and you don't need any crazy knowledge. You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things like a 9-to-5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job
That's what I said. That's what I said though. Like to get into the harder jobs, it's hard, but when you're in those harder jobs, it's easy than like almost everything in the world.
is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay. That's one
nine to-
aspect of it.
Working
right?
at Foot Locker, working at a
No,
job like
I'm not doing
Panera,
that either because I
wherever
have a
Lacy is,
girlfriend.
Is easier than a streamer, yes, because a streamer you have to come up with ideas. You have to stay relevant.
Oh, we're talking about ideas now. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
what do you-
talking
well-
about pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one
though?
way that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're not
you started
even.
with
You're not
pay.
even. You keep switching it. So why
Oh,
don't
I'm
you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
You 100% are.
Yeah.
So how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your definition of hard? That's the thing. It's like what
stuff that you need creativity. You need to get out of your circle, comfort zone. You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch any TV shows?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, you watch YouTube?
Much YouTube.
So it's the same thing.
Absolutely,
so the people that you're entertained by are the people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true, but you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this is entertainment.
Entertainment
but
as
my
a
question
job
to you
doesn't have
is
any
why?
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully, you can sit here and think
Ron
that
low-key destroying
working
this
at like
nigga.
a Foot Locker or something like that. I'm just using that because that's the best example. Is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
In the
there's
sense
hard
of everyday
physically,
activity. Because
there's
some
hard-
people around here said, oh, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
No, we deal with millions
When
of people.
you're creating that content and you have your phone, you're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
That's what think. Hear me out. When it talks about who you deal with, I think it's a little bit scarier on the streamer side. I say it's a little bit scarier on the streamer side, like who you deal with, like face to face, like stalkers, just like weird people. There'll be people on IG Live and they'll, you know what I'm saying, they'll get slimed on IG Live. There'll be people streaming, they get beat up or jumped or robbed. Like, I think there's like a lot in place, like, you know, 9-to-5 jobs where like you have that security, you know what I'm saying? And it's for free as well. And like in a kind of way. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
You're not dealing with
yeah, I'm saying
workers and you're not
That's not
dealing
true at
with-
all. I have
like
an
your
editor
personal
that I pay who
information, bro.
relies on me. If I
Bro, you're
stop
not gonna be working at McDonald's and someone comes and doxes you and tells, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
doing
Which
any
is
type
later.
of content, he loses
So when
a job.
you go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your
Yeah,
boss,
you
right?
do.
What happens if he just takes the business and he says, oh, we're not doing it anymore? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up a phone or turning on a camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift and deal with your
Tasks you gotta do
coworkers
throughout
and
the stream.
interpersonal thing. Tell me how much you do of that stuff while you are actually doing your job for however many number of hours that you are talking and typing and shitting and eating and all that stuff that everybody's watching you do.
Yo, he's getting heated.
But there's actually
He's
a
getting
mental
heated.
aspect.
I understand that, yeah.
No. Let me hear me out.
Go ahead.
Camaraderie. Like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most important thing in life. So do you build that with your coworkers and stuff like that?
Sorry, bye. See you later.
Seeing a lot of flags.
See? He was getting heated because he was low. Hey.
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. I know. She's right. She's right. I'm not gonna lie. She's right.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9-to-5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home, I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home, but if I didn't, I would have to cook for myself and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect, and I understand as someone who's been on social media a lot that you get
How long have you
berated.
been on social media? Just to get broad.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other opportunities.
There's no relaxation.
Just so I can answer a couple. So you were saying like to go back to the beginning, you were saying like you can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home, like.
I fortunately have a support system, but I every day like ask myself how I would have been able to do it without.
Example. So you said 14 you started, I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money and it slowly went super up and then all of a sudden it went down, right?
Yeah.
I lost everything, fell off completely.
About
to myself. It's a real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9-to-5 worker has been there.
So
That's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system, I moved across the country from my parents.
Yo, what the fuck is the nigga in the back doing, bro? Nigga always.
So
That's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support
Where's this
system.
nigga in the back?
I moved across the country from my parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my like. I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making more than my rent.
Yeah.
So I was losing.
You were in the red every month.
I was in the red every single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone
Double whammy.
across the country.
Oh, she's clipping for the. Oh my god.
Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone across the country. So it's like when you're alone too, and everything's going down. Where's my support system?
I don't like why she laughing, bro.
Okay, so I have a question. You said that for the first 4 years you started streaming, you had no income. How are you able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But my mom. How's that privilege?
It's privilege because you have the support system to have a.
I don't know. I like. Just how no respectfully. The streamers have been way more respectful than the 9-to-5 workers outside, and they're not even rage baiting right now. I think it's like low-key a little bit disrespectful. It's low-key a little bit disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. Like this bitch. Oh, she low-key pissing me off. Like I don't know. No one's really like this when they talk, but then when the streamers talk, is you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. They're not really showing respect, and they probably got paid to be here. I think that's just ignorance, though. I think they're just ignorant. I think like it's hard to get your point across when they're a little bit ignorant and they don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's gonna make
place to
live? I don't know.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would live with me.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't, and they have to
What is
take
that?
9
That's
to
a whole
5s.
different discussion. So a lot of people.
I watch videos is funny as fuck. Yeah, it's funny as fuck, but it's like pissing me off a little bit. They're conservative and everything that is new to them. They don't really understand to the levels streamers do. Yeah, I don't think they understand to that. I think they just think like they just sit in that room and just like, yo, like what I'm doing. But
Don't
I
have
think
houses.
yeah.
A lot of
When
people
they-
But at the
don't
same
have
time, I don't know. I think they're being
families that support them or
disrespectful
accept
just because
them.
of what they do.
Conversation. What does that have to do with the 9 to 5?
Because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So
the
how did you move to LA?
I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Whose side am I on? It's hard. It's harder for a 9 to 5 average in like average. It's harder than a 9 to 5. Like I don't know. The average jobs in a 9 to 5 is harder than like how would I don't know. I don't think you can average it. None. No, I'd say none. I'm on no side. But I think I'd say 9 to 5. I'd say 9 to 5 is harder. I say 9 to 5 is harder because the people you have to deal with, as well as that. If your boss is not a nice boss, the job is shit. You don't even want to work there, and like you don't want to speak up because then you might lose your job. You know what I'm saying? It's like certain things like that. But yeah,
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay, well, I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to, but I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities to make money in the first place. So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know because I didn't set my goals that way. I set up my life to that. I know I would do what I want to do. If we all got paid the same every single month, let's say just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month, a crazy amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm asking a serious question, would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other, truthfully?
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her
But
foot
she
in the
knew
door.
that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How is it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings, to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day, even if
let's say I lost it all tomorrow.
You still have residuals of your previous viral videos. Even if people are hating on you and shitting on you, that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to
So
school.
were we.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
All right. Yeah, okay, Streamer University. All right.
Content creator?
Streamer University.
Okay. Round 3, adapt. Adapt is the top 10 writing our streamer averaging. Switch. It's a key figure in face. How shape Ray. Ray's gonna rage bait. Adapt is gonna rage bait. He was rage baiting before.
How you doing, bro?
Good, how you doing?
Alex.
Gabe.
Gabe, how we doing?
I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job.
You don't know that.
I mean, that I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing. It's a weekly thing.
But people could say that routine is what makes things a little bit easy for a 9-to-5 worker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
It's a
you know what I'm saying?
Because
you know what I'm saying?
And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker or their boss, they're going to lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a large following enough where there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not a lot of jobs, as could be now, you know.
Nah, a lot of jobs do have sick days. A lot of jobs do have sick days and holidays as well, which you do get paid for. Sick days and holidays where you genuinely just do nothing, you get paid for. But I guess you could say that again with streaming, with like the passive income and stuff. But nah, a lot of jobs do have sick days. If your job does not have sick days, then just look your shit job.
They
don't care about you.
Potentially homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times.
Okay, but check it
you're
out.
done.
Okay, so listen, but to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you, you need to build that over years and years and years and hours and hours.
But I say it's like that in the UK as well.
And
They don't really care.
and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you.
Well,
You don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers.
Of course not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large part of it is just general angst from being young, and you just happen
I'm a little older than you guys. Shut the fuck up.
have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever, but at the same time, like, you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and
I
that,
don't
that's what
know.
everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9-to-5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so I have to do that same
So
sort
you
of.
just gotta come in and teach the same shit for the next 10, 15 years?
Yes, you're right.
Come on, bro.
We have
You already know what you're doing.
We have to produce new shit every day.
For me in particular, to Silky's point, you're a college professor, so you're essentially reteaching the same curriculum to the same students.
That I had to take
You know what I'm
years
saying?
to learn, but
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I
You were-
don't think
okay.
anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quick scope.
I don't know if
So
that's
I had
something to be proud of, but okay.
So I had to do
But I tell you, bro, that was gonna. Bro, he's talking about you
when I
can't
was
hit
12
it.
years old.
Ah,
It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I
You were-
don't think
okay.
anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quick scope.
I don't know if
So
that's
I had
something to
do
be proud of, but okay.
So I had to do that for 4 years,
Okay.
right? And then I'm like, okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And then I had to do Faze Clan, build Faze Clan out, fix Faze Clan, and then
Okay.
do streaming.
Okay.
So
And
you're
with how many
constantly-
people helping you?
How many people helping me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
For which stages?
Yeah, all of them. There were a lot. You had a team.
Yeah, when I was trick
Was
shotting-
it just you? Like
No. It
Okay.
was just me. There's receipts of this.
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts on YouTube of me.
Okay, well, where did YouTube come from?
When I was
How did
13
YouTube become so
when I was
easy?
13
Because
years
a
old.
bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing.
That's
and
what
if
you-
What the fuck is he talking about?
it didn't exist, it didn't exist. You couldn't press
So the
play, you
fact-
couldn't press record,
So the fact that
and
you
then
have
just talk.
The fact that you have a campus to teach on, then
Yeah.
boom, there you go.
Right, but I
Yeah,
also
I
had
have
to
a
spend
campus to
years
teach.
earning my credentials and mastering.
And I did it.
Come on, guys. Your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on, guys.
But I think he's you see that point there, like streaming video games. I think that's kind of it's ignorant. I think it's kind of ignorant. Like, I don't think they really have the knowledge of like what they're doing, like of what they're really doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like in their head, they probably just think like they just sit and play video games and chill. What's the competitive aspect? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he really understands what he's like. I don't think a lot of them understand what they're talking about. If I'm being really honest, if I'm being so honest, I don't think a lot of them know what they're talking about. Like, I think it's just, it is ignorance. It is ignorance. I'm not on the streamer side, but I just think they're very ignorant. I think the streamers do listen and then talk, but then on the left side, they're very ignorant. And the people in the back are very disrespectful. So, I think that makes me want to go to the streamer side. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I think this is the ignorance on the left side. In my opinion.
You just want to get paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
But I'm being a nurse and stuff.
And
I understand.
My perspective is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
Brother.
You guys this is
I know how to do a three-strand braid.
Just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone.
We don't know.
See? No. No, you see? No, but Lucy, baby. You see? Look, listen. That was ignorance. That was ignorance. That was ignorance. That was ignorance.
Very different.
So wait.
Just
Listen.
sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone.
We don't know.
So that's ignorance. Like, for what they do at that level, that's ignorance. That's ignorance. You know what I'm saying? That's ignorance.
Very different.
So wait.
Very different than having to get up in the morning, carry all of your gear. You've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies. You have to haul it around, get up early in the morning. You stand on your feet all day. You never sit down.
I hear you. I hear you.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole thing.
So it's dangerous.
Listen,
Your job isn't dangerous. Your job isn't
Your
physically
thing is
taxing. You're just talking into a
So
microphone.
listen. So your whole
She
thing.
doesn't get that.
Your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not
No,
physical.
but
I'm saying that
I
a
just-
9 to
y'all let me
5
talk for a
job where
second.
you physically have to do
So-
some hauling around stuff.
So
and
I physically
you're
can't
just
haul
talking
around
into a microphone.
bags of like makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller and make a 200K montage. You can't. No one in here can. None of you can.
But you can carry some
None of you can physically
And you have
go
to do that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
It's
yes.
taking them 4 days to hit a trick shot. It's taking you 4 days to hit a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would have
Hours
to
a
do
day.
that.
And then your day is never done. When you're done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace all of the things that you use?
No. Listen,
You have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of
Vicky.
your gear.
You don't know about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You
done.
don't know about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When
Can
you're
you
done, you're
imagine
done.
these
Oh
things?
my God, disable
Elgato?
resample.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disable and resample,
Oh my God.
my montage is fucked. Your main underlining argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and hard than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot physically trick shot. You could never. I would go as far
Okay,
as
so
I don't
how long a day do you trick shot?
I don't think
How many hours
guys
a
ever
day do you trick shot? How many hours?
When I was trick shotting, it was 12 hours a day. It was however long I needed to. However
Every
long I
day, 12
needed
hours
to.
a day
However
trick
long I
shotting?
needed to hit a clip.
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is.
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off of stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 1010. I would have to get to last. I would have to pray
She ain't
to God
humbling the youth.
be in the right spot. Throw
She
the
ain't
concussion.
humbling.
Now I gotta have my rotations down. I gotta have my rotations.
Dead zones. Talk about the dead zones.
Talk about dead zone.
Stick drip.
Stick drip.
Thing is, for the most part, but that is not all YouTubers that are doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was.
Hey. What she just said could go for the jobs as well. You see, I'm not on nobody's side. But what she just said about some YouTubers just do sitting and talking, some people just do call center talking as a job. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? 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 And even then, I think the jobs which are hella like high, like real estate, I even say professional athletes a job and stuff, they have to deal with the social media stuff as well. So I think, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but like, but you know what I'm saying? What she just said could go for the streamer side. You know what I'm saying? Some people who do gym streams. Some people do these streams, other streams, you know what I'm saying? then there's people who do like personal trainer, and then there's call centers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? There's different aspects.
IRL stream.
But I just think the more
rob us or kill us.
that's what I tried saying.
Wait,
They're laughing, but that's happened recently.
I've gotten a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
Almost
Because he
decapitated
quoted
him
his
when he
thoughts.
was-
Yeah.
Silky is a high energy arrow GTA. I've seen enough.
My name is Thelma. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I am very occupational. My last job, I worked as a librarian with elementary school children.
So
I have been an executive secretary, legal.
Very quiet, peaceful.
Yes, yes, all that, you know, because it's who you are that you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers and we interact and
what is she trying to say?
have energy with people.
What is she
where
trying to
I don't
say?
think that you guys have that.
We have energy.
Are you serious?
You have false energy because you're
False
across the
energy.
screen. You're not interacting with people like we do.
So what are we doing right now?
Well, you can get false energy to people. Anyone can get false energy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I was giving false energy in my, you know, when I was working in McDonald's, I was giving false energy to niggas. I didn't really like those niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
What are we doing right now?
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait, isn't she debating for us? That's making it harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on me.
There's millions of people who watch the video who
Yes.
save lives every
Yes.
day, probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's people that literally stay alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out and to the clubs at night, staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was
to
having
get-
fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
So, but I'm saying it's like you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
okay.
what is she trying to say? What is she trying to say? Yo, what is she trying to say? What is she trying to say?
Now,
See that you don't interact on a physical level, but she just said like she went out clubbing. But you do though. But you do. I feel like you would do. Like, think about it. If a streamer was going out and it was live streaming outside in a certain area, they would get loads of people roll up on. So yeah, they do interact on a physical level with the streamers.
What's going on?
you go to the club, you get to put some shades on, and you go by your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
You're
that
drunk,
your choice?
You're high. You're
But is
hungover.
that
Just
your
get off
choice?
stream. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
9 to
But
5
is
is
that
harder.
your
I would
choice?
say yeah.
You chose that. You chose this
No,
life.
that's the thing. We can't. We
And
can't
that's what's
do what
happening
you do.
now. That's what's happening now with the whole
What's
world.
that, trim?
It's a total
Okay.
disconnect. When you have a 9 to 5, you dealing with people. You touching people's hearts,
We deal with
souls,
people's
mind. No, you are not.
Do you know how many bands we meet a day?
I think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
because
watch
I think,
any entertainment?
Oh my
Of
God.
course, I watch.
So do
entertainment.
you ever?
I got kids.
wait,
I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh? Do you ever laugh?
Of course, I laugh.
So then they
We're
interact with
touching
you.
them.
But the interaction is
Did
not
it make you
real.
feel better?
When I'm watching
Wait, did it make you feel better?
What make me feel
Have you
better?
ever
It all
watched-
depends on
have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends- it
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained
on
and been
what's
like, oh,
coming.
I feel good?
Some of it is
I gotta
fake.
beg her right now.
Some of it is fake.
You see, you're not answering.
So now let me.
Okay, well let me answer your because I'm debating him.
Okay, yeah.
But go ahead.
Right after this, I got you. Right
Okay,
now. Go
all
ahead.
right, come on.
So when you're entertained, have you ever felt like your day was better if you
That's
watched
what I'm
something?
saying.
You've never felt like that?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the difference with us?
The difference with you is that you guys do this 24/7. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Do you know? You're just like you. Wait a minute. Somebody made a comment about, oh, I can't even go out with my girlfriend, or I can't even go out in public.
That's right.
I can go out in public and be seen.
So it's
You know what?
easier.
So it's easier.
I'm a very social. I'm a very social person. I'm very popular in where I do and where I am. I do social media.
I'm saying what we do has not affected people. It's not real. How come when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, oh my God, wait, I loved your videos growing up. You were my childhood. I used to watch you
Or their
every
hands
single
shaking,
day.
their hands shaking.
Like you were my child. You know how like we grew up watching Disney Channel?
Yep.
I've had kids
Ben
come
10.
up hundreds of times throughout years of my life. Had kids come up to me and say these things. So
Okay.
I think she was gonna talk to more. I swear this guy said some bullshit. I remember seeing it at the start.
I'm a server at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
He has the same menu, makes the same food every day. Bro.
First thing I'm gonna say is nobody's gonna say being a nurse isn't hard.
Nah, it
'Cause My
was.
aunt was. That is the
My
most
mom
difficult
was.
shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like
No,
that,
she
dude?
is right now.
You're gonna disrespect
She
your mom
loves
and
it.
say that your work is harder?
She tells
That
me
is
it's
so
easy.
rude,
Nigga,
honestly.
She works 2 of them.
Okay,
She works at 2 hospitals.
Let me ask you something.
She said it's mad easy. She could work at 2 hospitals.
No disrespect. No disrespect, but what you do.
Swagg, not swagg
I'm not
is
your
hard.
target audience. So break it down for me, because I don't even get it.
Oh my God.
See, I kind of respect him for that. Because I think he's trying to learn. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to learn. I don't know. I feel like a lot of them are just ignorant on the 9 to 5 side. A lot of them are just ignorant. I'm gonna be so real.
Let me ask you something.
You just said I'm not your target audience because
But
I'm
at the same
black. That's what you just said. You won't watch because I'm black. And this is what I'm talking about. It's harder.
He has to get judged every
I gotta get
single
judged every day. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
He's a jolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got tats. I used to work at Costco's. I had the greatest 401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize that, what, maybe 20 years I'm gonna be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's?
Yeah, Will.
Okay. I didn't have to interact with nobody, just packing meat.
Yeah, Will.
Come on, bro.
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
Do you enjoy what you do?
if I make it fun,
Do you make it fun?
I could make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun? Break it down for me. What do you do in a day? We'll swap stories. What do you do in a day?
Okay, so it's very stressful, right?
Not fun at all. Because this dude was talking for 20 minutes about playing video games.
Whoa. It sounds like you're jealous. I'm not gonna lie. But
You're on his diesel.
okay, so look, right?
I'm jealous of a harder job.
Okay, now they being.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you. That was sarcasm. You didn't read it. No, I'd like to. hear
No,
this.
listen to the time that I wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m. Know what I'm saying? I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke? Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people. I gotta deal with thousands of them. No, let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done other than smoking pot and waking up at 4.
Okay, waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now wake up. I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, cause I got a lot of comments. Now, you know, he don't brush his grills. What does his real teeth look like? I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure that my yeah.
He's got Chanel earrings like a bad bitch.
And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So
Yeah.
you know.
This, you know what I'm saying?
See him.
I gotta make sure I'm freshly saving. I'm not saving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. Yo, save that little scruffy shit on your face. Cool.
Silky got fat.
Now I have to game Marvel Rivals for probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I could just game it after work, bro.
No
I
energy.
can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no content. All right, let's see if we could just scruff
Guess
something
what?
around.
No content, no money.
No content, no money. Now look, probably by 8 or 9 p.m., I'm still probably thinking I got to do something for stream. My mind is fried.
You know what's crazy?
My mind
9 p.m. for him? Oh, I did my work
He
today.
already did
I did my work today.
He took the same boss already.
You're going to sleep.
What?
I
getting
don't want to
so
hog the space
pissed.
here too much, but
No.
do you know the expression, give a man enough rope?
You're losing me.
Kill
No, I don't know this. I don't know.
Basically, you're talking yourself into a hole, man. Okay, my turn. I'll be brief.
Wait, give a man a rope.
What is he?
Wait,
It means-
is that racist?
Wow.
He has no social cues. Oh, you're back?
Babe, I want to say to you,
Rhonda.
I'm your black auntie.
Yeah,
That's what I
okay.
want to say.
Uh-huh.
You say you don't like people. It's all about relationships that you got with people. So when you say shit like that, do you really mean that?
Do I not like people?
You said,
I'm an
you
introvert.
said,
I'd rather be in my own space. I'd rather be by myself.
and that's okay. But what is it that you're doing that's helping other people?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Saving lives. I'm a superhero.
He's a hero.
I'm a superhero, no cape.
Round 5, Jason. Low-key, the best round so far gotta be Adapt. Because he was trolling, but he was serious at the same time. Now, maybe Run. I said the wrong one. Adapt or Run, yeah.
Uh-oh, here you go.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great. You look
That's
great.
right. I'm Thelma again.
I believe 9 to 5 is harder. I mean, fuck.
Dreaming is so much harder. Why are you doing it?
I can't have a public relationship because of the public eye and how they judge my relationships. I
That's
had a
why it was good,
breakup
'cause he was
with
actually
a
serious.
girlfriend
I bet.
that I loved so dearly because I chose streaming.
So my question.
Nah,
again-
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question again. My question. If you think it's so much harder, why are you doing it?
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you loved that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide.
Oh.
I had to make sacrifice, and
So
that's
you-
what you have to do.
so you lost
with
the
streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a 9 to 5,
lost the human
if I
touch
was flipping burgers,
for-
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch for the streaming.
Being a streamer, you have to be judged on thousands of people's opinions every single day. A 9 to 5 person, maybe one,
But,
2, 3.
okay, and then back to my point. Is that your choice?
With I think with the streaming and his girlfriend thing, I think it was I think things just got out of hand and stuff, and it wasn't good for his girlfriend and stuff. Like, I can't remember what was going, but I think it was just like, I think things just weren't going well mentally. I'm pretty sure, because of like what he was doing, you know.
Was that?
It wasn't
your
just
choice?
like, oh yeah, I'm going up and streaming. Fuck that bitch. But it was more like, I mean, yeah, that's what the outcome was, but I don't think it was just like, nah, I'm going up. Fuck that bitch. I don't think that wasn't that, you know what I'm saying?
That's not the point, though. The point
No,
is,
that's my point. That's my point.
streaming is harder
Was
than 9 to 5.
that
That's the point.
you gave up your girlfriend for streaming? Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag. He
Yeah.
ran up a bag.
I ain't gonna lie,
You did
I
it for a
did-
bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for? Or do I pick
something that I
future
love?
Something that I'm passionate about and motion. I pick motion.
No, he trolling a little bit.
I'm Lala Costa.
Lala Costa? Yes. Amazing name.
Thank you. I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent off people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9 to 5 that you could create yourself, like whatever you want,
Yes,
9
I
to
would.
5, you would take it?
Yes.
Because why?
Because I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
You don't? What? Come to this side.
No, but I have to because this is what I built my career off of.
You feel stuck.
I feel stuck, yeah.
Have you ever watched a show and you stopped watching it?
Mm,
Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
all the time.
it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to.
That
I
TV
have to-
show can't. It's done. What happened to all those actors?
It's
after that?
canceled
They gotta
because I
go to-
stopped watching?
Well, no. I'm saying if
Baby, stop.
thousands of you
Honey,
stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing all
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network. It's like
and
they
not
got millions of
focusing
people.
on-
You guys know what Cartoon Network is?
If your
It's
father
gone.
would stop, would you come up with a different brand then?
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot. That's the point.
What the fuck? Why were those rounds so short? Let me see. You said this was a good round because he was serious. Let me see.
I'm a professional model, but
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14.
Okay.
I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain more than a 9 to 5, and I also think everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right, and then we all try to do what you guys do,
You get L's in your chat.
the probability of everybody here trying to be an attorney is way higher than somebody making streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is you just got lucky because you're a gamer. You got lucky. There's so many people
I was
like
just-
you
I was
out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck. I was-
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No. But
So many.
no. But specifically, what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. It's basically all pure talent.
Wait,
Okay.
Can I just why is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent?
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty player, like actual like.
So you were sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while you were gaming? You're like, oh, let's put a
I was
camera.
16, so it wasn't really like
yeah,
that.
you weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life, like what should I study, what should I like, where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck. It's
because-
just he's determined. He knows that's the only route.
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
Yeah, no.
That's what we do too. We go to
it
school,
wasn't
we
luck.
study.
Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think people who don't have a job, they feel they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people of us could do this? No, it's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever
How is
reason.
that luck? If 1 out of a million, that one has to be the best. So how are you going to dismiss
Is
all
he
his
the
hard
best?
work and all
That's
of his
facts.
talent?
No, that's facts. That's kind of facts. No, that's kind of facts. You got to deep it because some people will blow up or like you'll see like a popular clip of someone, but then you don't see anything else. So as well as the look, you do need the talent, and you know what I'm saying. Now, I don't think being a streamer is way harder. I think 9 to 5 is harder, but a good 9 to 5 job is just like completely better than streaming, I'd say, in my opinion. But
I got four. No. Let me give my statistics. There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play.
Okay.
I got 4th.
Yeah, they were.
So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him
like, so that's not luck. That's
like
pure. That's pure skill.
So you're dismissing. Is Michael Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
No,
they have a talent. They have a talent.
They had
but
a team. So what
you know how many talented people?
You see what I mean? I think she's trying to say that it's not a talent that Swagg has, because it's on a video game, and everyone can just play video games. I don't know, something like that.
Out there and don't get the chance, they don't get the shot at it.
I don't want to take up his time. So he's not talented?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not
That's
at
what
all.
you just said. You just said
what he did.
I
to get
said
to where
a
he
lot
is.
of people are talented, don't get the shot to do what he does.
Or people who
So
make it
it's
to the
luck.
NBA.
But I didn't even get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of me. You know, there was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was just. You dead ass?
Yo, you being serious?
Why you laughing?
Why they laughing, bro?
It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 was I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
And yeah,
so that's not. I mean, if that's fucking,
stand on it.
if that's luck,
where's the luck at in that equation?
Again,
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky in some sort of way. But
God bless.
Off of specific pure talent. And I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you.
Yeah.
Just talking in general. And there's so many people that
You could say modeling's not talent. Like, you could say her job's not talent. That's pure luck. It's based off how you. A lot of it's based off how you look and how you walk. You know what I'm saying? You could say her job's not talent. I don't get it.
Shot because they don't do the right thing. They don't go the right path. They don't meet the right people. So there are so many even talented actors here. They never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't luck. I just saw an opportunity and just genuinely took it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a handout. It was simply just, you know what? I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do. It took me 8 years to make it a career. Is there something funny?
It's a freaking video game.
It's a talent.
Permission to dick ride? Hey, he's made tens of millions of dollars playing video games, so.
Exactly. That's it.
The thing is, they don't get it. You don't get it. Like, I don't know. They don't get it. Like, you can see they don't get it. They just think like, no, they can't grasp the simple as that. They can't grasp the concept. They think it's a video game. Loads of kids play video games. This and this and this. But I don't think they realize like how much better you can be at a video game and the levels to the video game. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, like me, you know what I'm trying to say? How do you make them understand? I don't think you make them understand. I think when they want to understand, they'll understand. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been talking for probably hours. Yeah, of course. I never said the 9 to 5 wasn't hard. I said I'm on the 9 to 5 side. I just said the very disrespectful when it comes to someone being serious and stuff. And the streamers were trolling, but at the same time they were serious. And when they're being serious, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I like, how would I put it? I play Fortnite. Hear me out. Okay, baby. I play Fortnite, right? But I realistically couldn't make a living off of Fortnite. Whereas like I could work at McDonald's and I could make a living off of McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I could make more of a living off McDonald's, and I don't know how to put it, but like
but I'm saying though,
they're not taking it serious because it's a video game. They're not taking them serious because it's a video game, and they just think video games for kids. You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't hop on a game and do what I do.
You couldn't do it.
That's a skill.
Your son couldn't do it. Your grandkids couldn't do it.
Some people
Your
can't.
son's grandkids could never do it. They could never do it.
Anything that takes a talent.
The genes are done. They can't do it. They can't.
How many hours a day did you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Oh, I would wake up 3 hours before school. So I wake up at 4 a.m. and I would play before school. Bus would come at 7. I go to home, come back, and do it again. I was 16. What's funny?
See, there's a disconnect here because to you guys, when you guys were growing up, yes, it was just video games, it was whatever. But when we were coming up, we're like, wait, maybe we can make this career. Maybe if we get good enough at it and we create.
Do you not think if you're talented at something, it's a God-given gift?
Video games is not like.
You don't think you don't think it's talent.
You're just too old to understand.
I can't argue that because
y'all could never play FNCS either. It's the same shit.
I gotta keep it a buck. There's a disconnect. You come from a generation where this didn't exist. This career, you looked at this career and you laughed. Now, how come in colleges they're teaching courses on content creation and esports? When you grew up, this didn't exist. So no wonder you're gonna laugh when you hear this shit because you're from a completely different generation. You just don't get it.
That's
and I don't
facts.
know if you ever will be able to wrap your head around.
See?
Oh, you gotta fight back.
That's
you gotta
okay.
fight back. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice meeting you.
I'm Ronnie.
Ronnie, nice to
This
meet you.
past-
My name's Ronnie.
You were talking about job security. Are you familiar with layoffs, with being furloughed? Like taking
We
it back
fall
to
off.
that's being what? What does that even mean?
You lose everything. Every dollar. Everything. You lose everything.
Okay, and then you can rebuild yourself back. You
The same way
reinvent.
you can do if you get laid off. You get a
Yeah,
new
that's
job.
it's kind
okay.
of is it not the same concept? Like
I don't know. Back in 2020, when everybody was getting furloughed, everybody was like, "Oh, let me go to social media. That's kind of an easy alternative." So that seems kind of easy.
I know,
And
but if you lose a job, you can't.
just get another
No,
one?
you can search for. You have an opportunity to search for another one. No?
Okay, I've been searching for another one for 10 months. I interview every day, give the same spiel, have to give that smile of walking through my resume.
I uploaded videos for 7 years and barely got any views.
And did you uploaded 7 videos and didn't get any views?
Went to school and still.
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked. I worked.
Oh, so that you had another job?
As a parking attendant, yes.
Okay, and was that harder
Then what?
than streaming?
No, I was on my phone all the time.
Oh, as a parking attendant, that doesn't sound like you were doing a very good job.
I was chilling.
You were chilling. You weren't good at
Wait,
your
he's
job.
waiting for.
When cars park, they're done. Like it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Well, that's
I'm not security.
That's
I just
a
go.
one 9
I go
to
like this. I
5.
go like this. Yo, right there. I bet. Do you think an aspect of a video game, playing video games, is a talent?
I would say it's a skill. I wouldn't call it a talent. You can master it with,
But
my next.
millions play video games, but there are very few people who are genuinely gifted at it.
Gifted? What are they, Mozart?
How is it not a talent? Why is it not a talent what he does?
You know what? I'm open to it being a talent. I think it's a skill. I think it's something you can master. I don't think you're a Mozart that you have this gift of like, whoa, when I put my thumb here and this thumb there and do this combo, I do this
You'd be
flip.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuinely
They have their opposable thumbs like so good.
That's like saying, here's a paintbrush, go paint me Picasso. Yeah, that's
like
what?
I'm saying this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if there's a skill you could just learn and you're looking for a job for 10 months, go pick up a controller and go hop in this $1 million tournament and win it.
You couldn't
win it.
You couldn't. You couldn't
qualify.
You couldn't.
What do you mean I wouldn't
You can't even find your OBS stream key. Stop playing.
I need to work for it, but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing. Like,
I'm not
oh,
dismissing. I'm saying
it's
that's
not a
easy.
skill. It's not a talent.
I
Like,
said it's a skill. I
easy.
didn't say it's a talent. I said it's a skill. It's a skill that
But
you can hone and
how do you
can
know
master.
if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if you
I
don't.
played Mario Kart. I've played other games.
Not a professional level though.
No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder?
What
How
is-
do you know?
what does it take to be on that
Because
level?
I've worked a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
so
What does it take to be on that level?
Just gift, and you got to play all
Just
the time.
gift?
Tens of thousands of hours of work
Uh-huh.
and editing and filming and constantly.
I'm just
having
talking
to
about pure
innovate and
skill. As far as like the
reinvent
videos and stuff like that, just off pure skill.
I had to put tens of thousands of hours
Could you get a
into my
refresh second
studies.
zone, Tarping? Could you?
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no mats? Can you get a refresh on the best players? You
I
couldn't.
can also I can circle back and give
Do
you
you know how to
different
short launch
terms
pad?
from
When
my
you're trying to get to third
industries.
zone, third moving, do you know
I
how to
don't
short?
know No,
launch
I
it?
don't. But if I
Exactly,
want,
you couldn't, but Excel sheet, you can do Excel sheet.
no, but exactly. I
They're
can
just talking.
go-
They're just talking game.
These
and
refreshes
As a
don't come to
babysitter,
you.
I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that? No, but if you wanted to, you would.
If us four
Put on brace.
took 3 days, you don't think we can master an Excel sheet?
Oh,
But let me give you. If I give you 3 days about a video game, do you think you could be that talented as me?
if I wanted to, I would.
So let's pay for her, whatever it is.
Hey,
Give you 3 days, but if you lose, you got to give us it back in double.
No, that's not how the job works. You pay me, I'll get the job done.
I would say, in a sense, yes, because you have to put in the work and you got to be on 24/7.
It's difficult to answer that question for us, I think, because we didn't come up in this time frame. And technology is totally different now, because we were just talking about playing tic-tac-toe on the sidewalk with chalk. I appreciate and respect what they do, and I think that's the consensus for most of us that we.
Yeah, this guy's been catching serious airtime the whole video. He's been catching serious airtime the whole video. I'm not gonna lie. I've been seeing it. He's been catching serious airtime. Waving that flag behind him. Serious airtime.
But it's not.
I seen
what
it.
we did was, we just feel like what we did was harder. And that's what I think.
So my mind was changed in the sense that now I'm even more convinced that normal jobs are harder.
But now that's a good video. That's a good video. My opinions. It depends. It depends. It's situational. I think it's very situational. I think, hear me out, chat. Let me know if I'm spinning. Hear me out. Let me know if I'm spinning. Let me know if I'm fin. I think it would be like easier in a higher tier job, like real estate agent, because you basically got everything out there. But to get to that point is harder. Whereas in a streamer way, it's hard to get to the point as well, but it's also harder to stay on top. You know what I'm saying? Whereas real estate, you don't really need to, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it kind of comes, you know. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. That's my opinion.